Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I was thinking to re-upload my video surrounding the Singularity at the Season 1 finale on The Flash. Personal shout out to Darshan Asamoro, for he was the one who encouraged me to make it again. So, with that being said, let's get into the video. Pretty much when we talk about The Flash Season 1, at the season finale where the Singularity opens, even after they shut down the wormhole, people have come to say that the reason the Singularity opens is due to Eddie Thawne killing himself, which creates the grandfather paradox, sending ripples throughout time and space. But this isn't valid for many reasons. If you remember, back in Season 3, when Barry finally decides to give up on his darkness, we pretty much see future Flash getting erased from existence. But there's no Singularity present there. You'd think that such an event would create an even bigger Singularity, since future Flash has traveled millennia in the past according to Cisco's theory, and the myth of Savitar given to Barry from Jay. Future Grace was erased from existence. Nothing happened. Nora was erased too. Still, no wormhole. I understand that Reverse Flash did mention that the destruction of Cicada's dagger meant the crisis would come sooner. But this is clearly not the case, given we have been told in Season 3 on The Flash that changes in the timeline of an Earth does not affect the ones existing in parallel universes. What Thawne was right was simply the fact that the destruction of the dagger led to Nora West-Talon's erasure from existence. Now that we have established with concrete evidence that their erasure from existence of these characters gave no manifestation to singularities, it's time to find out what more exactly led to the creation of the Singularity. When we go back in Season 1 where Reverse Flash has Eddie kidnapped, we see that he holds an unknown manufactured device in his hands. Now Eobard goes to say that, "I have the key." And Eddie asks him, "To what?" Eobard then monologues as to how it's his time to go home. When in the particle accelerator room, Cisco also notes as to why that futuristic device might explode if he tries to tamper with it, and that it contains an enormous quantity of energy. I also have to mention Darshan for pointing out to me when Eobard approached Cisco to thank him, he looks at the device he inserted in the particle accelerator. It took me years to finally notice this because I thought he was looking at Joe, but we see it's not the case given Joe is in Cisco's right. Which begs the following question. Why was that device so important for Eobard that he needed it? When I posted my theory on Reddit, some users were on their way telling me that it was the power source behind the particle accelerator. I vehemently disagree, because back in Season 2 when Barry time travels to Season 1 to ask Eobard about the Speed Force equation, they are able to turn on the particle accelerator. So, it's clearly not the case of this device being a power source. But what is it? To answer this question we must move our attention on Eobard's futuristic device. So what we know so far? It contains a form of energy. So if all Eobard needed was the particle accelerator and the Flash to open his wormhole to go home, why does he need this device? Now let's go back again in Season 1 when Eobard talks to Team Flash. There we find out that he tells them that if the wormhole is maintained for too long it would turn eventually into a singularity. One thing that we know from Eobard Thawne is that, when his ego does not destroy his chance to win, he is a cautious person. He has been prepared for this event for 15 long years. And after so much thinking and analysis I finally got my answer. A wormhole stabilizer. I am 100% sure this answer will not satisfy you, because the moment Barry returns and battles Reverse Flash, Caitlin and Ronnie manage to successfully shut down the wormhole, right? Now this is where I have the ultimate proof. Season 2. After Ronnie sacrificed himself to close the Singularity, we actually find out later that this Singularity has left many small tears through the fabric of space between Earth 1 and Earth 2, and possibly other Earths which have not been brought on the show. You might be asking yourselves as to why does this serve as proof? Because Cisco was not able to identify them before he discovered his interdimensional powers. They were invisible to the naked eye. And neither was the Star Labs equipment able to do so. Cisco actually had to connect his glasses, calibrated by Harry, to the Star Labs interface in order for them to discover all the small reality gaps. This would really make sense as to why the wormhole appeared shut down on the Star Labs interface computer. We must not forget that all Caitlin and Ronnie did was shutting down the internal generators, but we all know that Eobard's futuristic device was also a power source. So it would make sense that with the internal generators down, Eobard's power source would slowly take its time and rebuild the wormhole. This could also explain the fact as to why Eobard was hell-bent on killing Barry right there and then. He knew that the moment he kills Barry, the same wormhole would manifest itself again, allowing him to enter the Speed Force and be protected by the timeline changes. That was all for today. Thank you for watching. Until then, a happy day to everyone.